Hello everyone, welcome to the second installment in my Recombinator Crafting series. Today we're going to be talking about how to craft high life, high damage Vermilion rings, specifically for damage over time builds like Righteous Fire, Explosive Arrow, Fire Trap, etc. And the way we're going to be doing this is similar to the strategy we used in my first video. We're going to be taking these fractured coral rings and implanting their T1 life mod onto the Vermilion base to extract maximum value from our craft. So this is going to be the first part of this craft, and the way you want to do this is you want to try to get two mods on each ring that are identical as prefixes. So maybe we'll get something like mana and fire damage on both rings. Maybe we'll get something like energy shield and cold damage, or elemental damage with attack skills and fizz damage. Any combination of two mods on both the rings will help us recombinate at maximum odds. And if you're curious about how you can figure out how to get maximum odds for recombinating, I will definitely add a link in the description that you should definitely check out. It is a complete guide to using recombinators and maximizing your efficiency with them. So as you guys can see here, I'm going to take a couple minutes just rolling and trying to get two identical mods as prefixes on each ring, and after that we'll go ahead and recombinate. And basically what this strategy should give is it is going to give us about an 83% chance to keep our maximum life mod, and it is going to give us a 41% chance to keep the maximum life mod and to implant it onto the new Vermilion ring, as it's basically a 50-50 toss-up between the two stone ring and the Vermilion ring, and we're obviously trying to get the fractured life mod onto the Vermilion ring base. So now I've got two identical mods on each ring. As you guys can see, I utilized the crafting bench in order to kind of lessen my costs here. And now I've got energy shield and cold damage on both rings. I'm going to go ahead and recombinate now. Once again, I have life on the two stone, and then I've got ES and cold damage on both rings. This maximizes your odds of recombinating successfully. Additionally, one thing that you guys want to consider is the eye level of these rings that you're recombinating, especially when you're going for maybe something like T1 res. You want to make sure that the resultant eye level is 84, and so on and so forth, depending on what you're recombinating. In this case, we got an 84, but we bricked the ring. Time to try another one. Alright, so once again, I'm going to chaos spam until I get serviceable prefixes. I got fizz, that works, and now I'm going to be alt rolling this to get another serviceable prefix. That does not work, I got life. Gonna keep rolling. Perfect, got mana. And that works. So now I'm gonna craft mana and fizz on both rings. Or my mana and fire, my bad. Alrighty, so next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be recombinating. Once again, we've got mana and fire damage on both rings in addition to the maximum life on the second ring, and we're going to recombinate. So luckily we kept our maximum life mod, as that's about 1x and it's pretty expensive. However, we did lose the Vermilion base, so we're just going to go again. Same strategy. We are going to be rolling this until we get a serviceable prefix, and we are going to be doing the same thing to the other ring. Alright, we got fizz, that works. And that works perfect. So we got fizz, and we can craft on mana, and on the other ring we got mana, and we can craft on fizz. Alrighty, so now once again, we've got two identical prefix mods on each ring. We've got mana and fizz, and we've got mana and fizz, in addition to that T1 fractured life. When we recombine, unfortunately we failed again. This is super unlucky. You have an 83% chance of keeping the mods, and we failed twice. But we're gonna keep going, because one thing that I always like to remember in crafting is you play to the odds, not to your past outcomes. And this ring is already good to go. We might have just gotten lucky on that, but we don't need to craft these. We can just put them right in because both rings have fizz in addition to mana. And perfect. 4th time's the charm. We finally got our life Vermilion ring. Now what we're going to do is we're going to catalyst it up to increase that life roll. And before catalysting, you always want to make sure you scour because that will save you about 10 catalysts, as magic items take 10 catalysts to get to max quality, and rare items take 20. And just for reference, normal items only take 4. So always make sure that you use your catalyst either when it's magic or when it's white, if you can do that. Alrighty. So now that we've got a 20 quality life ring, basically what we're going to do is we're going to roll it with these essences of delirium. These essences of delirium contain that unique 12 to 15% damage over time multiplier mod that you generally cannot get otherwise on rings. And this will basically make it really good for a build like RF that we're kind of targeting for. And what we're also going for is some type of high res, just so we can kind of make the ring more valuable, as that's kind of where the value comes from, getting that damage over time, getting that high life, and having high res in addition to it. So as you can see here, I've got lightning res. However, I really want to craft out another res, so I'm going to annul that and see what happens. Try to annul that dexterity off so that we can just add on another maybe fire res or cold res or something like that. Unfortunately, the annul obviously failed. We hit the res, but we hit fire res on our next try. So perfect. Now what I can do, I can probably just bench craft cold res on, and sell it. That's a 60 all res ring. It's 90 life, and it is damage over time on it. That's probably going to be worth somewhere around, I'd say probably 6x. And I think we got super unlucky on our crafts. With the recombinators, we blew 2 rings there. But overall, I'd say this craft probably only cost us 2.5x, and obviously, as you can see, I mean, it's a 6x ring, so I definitely think this is really replicable, really profitable, especially because in this league, I think the most popular build that's being played is RF, and Explosive Arrow has also been popular, Fire Trap's popular, Fire Trap RF is popular. So I think this ring will definitely get sold, it will definitely make us some good money, and I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic ring. And also, guys, if you really enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you and goodbye.